As to how these teachers can teach for AP. What you got to realize is that, if that's the teacher that you're with and that you have to learn from, there are people in that class or previous classes that have gotten through that class and done perfectly fine. All right. What it means is that we got to find the other resources that allow you to excel. And we're lucky because nowadays we actually have them. And another thing is seeing if people in your class are also willing to collaborate in a way, maybe some sort of document online where people can throw in their questions and answer them together. But what I want to point out is that every single thing in any AP class, they have objectives. Okay, they want you to understand certain things about that class, right? So for example, if it was like for calculus, they want you to understand that the derivative is an instantaneous slope and how to find that rate of change. For biology, they want you to understand the components of a cell and what the parts of the cell do, right? And so they have different ways to ask you those questions. They can ask you to draw that out. They can ask you, name the different parts of it, draw a diagram, et cetera, et cetera. And now it becomes a race from today until when you have your test to try and get all that knowledge into your brain so you can repeat it back out for them, all right? Now, every section, I think there's 3 main big ideas for bio. Let me double check, 3 or 4.
I think we watched a video from Bozeman and it said, I think it was 4.
Yeah, there's cool to get an A in this class. No. Somebody's done it before, right? But what are the processes? What's the secret to making sure that you can do well in this teacher's class if this teacher's not going to teach per se?
Just doing everything by myself.
Okay, but I understand doing everything by myself a lot of times for school is teacher presents you something and then you go home and you do it, right? What do you think the kids who got A's in the class did instead? Well, I like to think that every kid is capable of getting 100%, okay? But what is the one thing that comes as the biggest barrier? I don't believe it's intelligence or knowledge and smarts. I believe it's time. I believe that school takes this book and it says, we're going to shove it into this 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 15 weeks, whatever, okay? So what do the kids who end up doing better in those classes do? Well, if school is supposed to be these 3 months, 4 months of class, they try to shift their learning a little bit ahead of it, right? So things kind of pair up and things get taken care of before the teacher even shows it, okay? So what we got to do is we got to understand what are the things and what is the direction the teacher is going in, and let's do our best to start filling in the pieces early on. Okay, so what are some things that are coming up in the next month? And let's start looking into those things.
She hasn't updated the calendar.
Okay, but let's take a look in the book right now, what you've kind of gone over. Let's just pull up the table of contents first. And kind of want you to look over the table of contents and on the note card, kind of write down what parts of this have you gone over so far.